problem here getting going tonight with our technology, but we're trying again, and we've made some adjustments. So, Cathy, one more time, tell us about yourself, your history a little bit, and then we'll launch into this wonderful, wonderful new product.
Sure, no worries. Technology is great when it works. It's the first
Yeah,
and foremost.
exactly.
But I really appreciate everyone coming out tonight. I think it's awesome that you're interested in learning about a new brand. Like Robin said, my name is Cathy Kusuma, and I'm the regional sales director for the Eastern U.S. for Atlas Ocean Voyages. I have 23 years experience in the cruise industry. I actually started my career on board ships and have kind of grown up on cruise ships my whole life and have worked in various positions in different companies, but all having to do with cruise. It's in my blood. I've worked on the supplier side, working for cruise line. I've worked on the concession and onboard revenue side. I've worked on the travel agency side as well. So I'm pretty well rounded when it comes to the cruise industry. And I'm very excited to work for such an innovative new brand with a lot of really exciting things to come. So I'm really excited to share what Atlas has to offer. So thanks for having me.
Well, I'm very excited to be sharing this product with everybody tonight because this is something that just makes me want to get on a ship tomorrow. Of course, we can't do it until summer of 2021, but
Right.
we'll look forward to doing it then. And let's let you walk us through a little bit about it here. I'm going to hide our screens and you can go ahead.
Are you there, Robin? I just want to make sure you're there before I launch into it.
All right, let's see. We're not having much success here tonight.
I was like, she's gone. Now she's
Yeah.
back. It's all good.
Well, I did go away, and then you couldn't hear me when I went away. I was trying to. Anyway, we'll just have to deal with it small, I guess, unfortunately. So
Okay.
just go
Well, either
ahead and
way,
yeah, yeah,
whatever works. No
yeah.
worries.
Just go
I
ahead and
wonder
go
if
through it like that.
I might be able to um, turn mine off. Will that make it bigger or no?
No, if you turn yours off, then we won't see the
Oh, the
uh,
screen. Gotcha.
yeah, won't see the screen anymore. So
No worries.
go ahead. Let me try that. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now
Yeah.
try.
Yes, that works. I can hear
Okay,
you.
we got it. Yay.
Perfect.
All
And
right.
hopefully
Go
everybody
ahead.
can see a little bit
Yes.
larger. But again, we wanted to kind of introduce you to Atlas Ocean Voyages. This is kind of just a quick little overview of what to expect when inquiring about travel on this new brand. So we are headquartered in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That is where our brand is. We are a North American brand, so the experience on board the ship will be what you're accustomed to on other upscale luxury lines. Even though our parent company is actually based in Portugal, we are their North American brand and are very excited to be able to offer some really awesome things to our clients. We are an all inclusive travel brand as well, and I'll share a little bit more about what that means in just a few minutes. Um, and we're really the concept. We call ourselves Luxe Adventure. You won't hear us use the term luxury a lot. You'll hear us instead use the word luxe, and that is because we don't really want to come across as stuffy or over the top formal, because that's not who we are at all. We want to attract people that are used to cruising in style and in a traveling in a luxurious way or experience, but who prefer to be a little bit more casual and have a laid back elegance on board. So that's what we're aiming for. And we've really come up with a concept of trying to fill a gap that we thought existed in the cruise industry, and that is basically taking the small ship luxury experience and marrying that with what we call Lux Adventure or the expedition experience. And we do cruises in both warm water destinations as well as cold water expeditions. And again, I'll share a little bit more about our itineraries here in just a couple minutes. We actually have 5 ships on order. One, our first that will be launched next summer, is named World Navigator. We're very excited to have her join our fleet as our first, and she will be followed by 4 more sisters that will be identical to her, 2 in 2022 and 2 in 2023. But we're going to focus on World Navigator for the current time, and I'll tell you a little bit about her itineraries here in just a minute. So Lux Adventure is, again, a new type of travel experience. We feel that we're in a category all of our own, where, again, we're really trying to create some unique experiences for our guests on board, as well as shoreside. We are thinking that we will appeal to those that like the finer things in life, but also who really want to focus in on unique destinations, new places to visit, new and unique experiences in the different ports of call, that may be a little more on the adventurous side. So some of the pictures that you see in front of you right now will take place. We will have hot air balloon rides in Cappadocia over the rock formations. We will have some a little more adventurous shore excursions to offer, such as skydiving and hang gliding and paddleboarding with the glaciers in Antarctica, and spending the night on the ice in Antarctica, overnight camping. So there's a lot of really unique things. And we really do think that will be very attractive to those world explorers who are already well traveled, but people who want to, again, learn more about the rich culture and history of the places that they're visiting, or really take a deeper dive into wildlife or photography, and really experiencing something different and unique. So our first ship, World Navigator, launches in July of 2021. She'll be, again, the first of 5 in a series. And we're very proud of her because she and all of her sisters will be green ships. They'll feature this hybrid propulsion technology, which we have this new shuttle technology that is propellerless. Not only does that make it easier to get in and out of small destinations and remote ports of call, but it also conserves a lot of fuel, so it makes us very environmentally friendly. And then we also have anchorless positioning as well. Again, that's great for an expedition ship to get in and out of some smaller destinations and ports, but also allows us to not disturb any of the marine environment anywhere we cruise. So we're very proud of our green fleet. In our warm water destinations, there will be 196 guests on board, double occupancy. But in Antarctica, for our expeditions, we'll only fill the ship to 186 guests. And the reason we do that is because we set aside some staterooms for our expedition team and our experts on board to actually help make it a robust and meaningful experience as well with our programming. We know it's forefront on everyone's minds right now. We will absolutely have the latest and greatest technology and all of the latest safety protocols in place by the time of the ship's launch. It's a little bit early, and as you know, things change by the minute, it seems, with the current global situation. So we will be detailing what some of these technology advances and some of these safety protocols will be in the coming weeks and months, so that everyone is prepared well ahead of time. But just rest assured, that's the beauty of being in the shipyard right now, is that we are able to tweak and make changes as need be. So very exciting there. We only have 98 staterooms and suites on board the ship. So we're not a giant ship. We're just under 10,000 tons for that, again, unique luxe small ship adventure experience. We have 3 categories of 1-bedroom suites with an extended balcony that are 106 square feet each. And then we have 4 different categories of veranda staterooms, 2 different types. We've got both the standard veranda that you may be used to if you've cruised before, where you actually have a sitting area outside. You'll have like a sliding glass door, and you'll have a little balcony you can sit outside and enjoy. And we also have what we call a Juliet style veranda. Some people call it a French balcony, others call it an infinite balcony. But what we do is basically take the square footage of the outdoor veranda and we incorporate that into the total living space of the stateroom. So it gives you extra space. And we give you a floor to ceiling window. The top portion of that window opens up so you can take in the fresh air. You can really enjoy the sights. But when you're done, you close the window and you've got all of that extra living space. So it just gives you a little bit more space to work with and enjoy for the duration of your cruise. It's completely a personal preference, but we have both types of verandas on board. Our crew to guest ratio is 1 to 1.4. So again, that upscale luxury service that you're used to. And we do have, even though we're a small ship, we have 4 different dining venues on board, plus of course 24-hour room service. Most everything's going to take place in terms of dining in our main dining room, but we do have an alfresco outdoor seating area just off the main dining room. We have a grab and go option in our wellness area, right in between our fitness studio and our spa. We have like a juice and smoothie bar there. And then we have a casual pool deck cafe up on deck 7 as well for lunches and more of a casual experience. We've got 2 main lounges, one all the way forward on deck 7 with a 270-degree view of scenic cruising, absolutely beautiful, called our observation lounge. And then we have one other large lounge that will be located on deck 4, which is where all of the entertainment takes place and the nightly action will take place with all the dining and everything on deck 4. And we do also have an auditorium where we'll have our nightly entertainment as well as all of our briefings for our expeditions. Any of our lecture series or different types of programming, speakers that we have on board will take place in the auditorium. And we also have up on deck 7 a heated pool and hot tubs. As I mentioned before, we'll have a fitness studio and a sea spa, but we're partnering with L'Occitane. So if you're familiar with those amazing, luxurious bath products, that's great smelling soaps and lotions, they also will be featured in each of the staterooms bathrooms as well. So not only will our sea spa have those great amenities, but you'll have some in your stateroom as well. And then all the way forward, probably one of my favorite areas of the ship so far that I've had, been able to take a look at via renderings is all the way forward. So if you look at the very bow of the ship, you'll see an outdoor deck space all the way forward. That's called Water's Edge. It's only 30 feet above sea level. And you can actually sit out there and view wildlife. When we're doing scenic cruising, if we're cruising the Amalfi Coast, if we're cruising through the Corinth Canal, for example, or for Antarctica, and you want to go out there and do some whale watching or look at the wildlife or the ice calving of the glaciers while we're there, you can actually sit outdoors in that space, and look at it head on as we're sailing or as we're sitting there. And take in all the beauty around you. And in our cold water destinations, we'll actually have heated benches out there on Water's Edge as well, so you can stay nice and toasty warm while you're in the elements as well. So I mentioned that we are an all-inclusive brand, so everything that you see on the screen right here is absolutely included in all of our journeys all the time, which is amazing. We call it all-inclusive all the way. So for one price, you get everything you see. So your gourmet international cuisine on board, premium beer, wine, and spirits all included. Of course, your non-alcoholic beverages and filtered water. Because we're a green ship, we do use reusable bottles. Your bath amenities that we talked about, that are L'Occitane products. These are very upscale products as well. We just announced today, as of our new promotion, we will be including free shore excursions in every port. So you get one free shore excursion per person per port. We have an extensive list that you're able to choose from. You've got several different options per port. So super excited to talk about that and announce that. I know that really does make us an all-inclusive brand. In our warm water destinations, bicycles, kayaks, and paddleboards are all included. In our cold water destinations, it's a little bit difficult to do that, although we will have kayaks and paddleboards in Antarctica. there'll be optional guided excursions because of safety reasons and safety gear and regulations. So those will be available, but they will be, again, optional guided excursions that you can choose. We have laundry and dry cleaning services that are included, your standard Wi-Fi, gratuities. If you have a suite, butler service is included. But the biggie is that round-trip airfare is included from 16 different gateways in the US and Canada, including your ground transfers. So a huge amount, basically everything you can think of for the most part is included in your journey. And when you check out our pricing and you really factor in everything that is included, it's a really great value for such an upscale product that you're getting. And take a look at
Yeah,
the
that's a big
itineraries.
one.
They're amazing. So I wanted to share a couple of renderings with you. These are some of our veranda staterooms. I mentioned we had two types. So the one that's on the left-hand side is your traditional balcony stateroom. So it's got the sliding glass door. You can actually go outside and you have a little balcony outdoor seating area there. And then the one that's on the left is a rendering of one of our what we call Juliet style balconies. So as you can see, you've got an extra sitting area, some additional square footage. That floor to ceiling window is there with a black bar across the center. Anything above that black bar actually opens up. And again, you can take in that fresh air and take in the sights. And when you're done, you can close that and enjoy that extra additional space. So I thought it was kind of good to point that out and wanted to share some of the renderings with you. And again, these are concept renderings. They're working on final colors and palettes and all that good fun stuff too. Here are a couple others as well that I thought would be nice to share. I just love the hallway. I think it's really beautiful. And then the photo or the rendering on the right-hand side is actually of one of our one-bedroom suites. The great thing about the suites is, it has an extended outdoor balcony, but there's an entrance onto that balcony from both the living room area and also from the bedroom area as well. And then here's a few more. That top picture on the left-hand side with the dome up top is our observation lounge I was telling you about with the 270-degree views. Again, great for scenic cruising up there. If you don't want to go out into the elements and feel all that weather out on water's edge, you can absolutely do it on deck 7 here and be nice and toasty warm, listen to some music, have a cocktail while we're cruising as well. That's also a picture of our auditorium in the bottom left. We have our pool and our hot tubs. Of course, there's some renderings of our sea spa that we have there, which will be nice and luxurious. And then, of course, our dining as well. And while I'm talking about dining, I wanted to mention kind of our theme. We've got some additional pieces to our culinary story that we will be sharing in new press releases coming out in the future. But we just want to make sure that everybody understands that the one thing that we want to instill is that everything will be done with an Atlas twist on board. The idea is to really embrace the history and the culture and the places that we're visiting. So everything right down to elements in our menu will always complement the itinerary on which you're sailing. The idea is to have our executive chef and team go ashore in the various ports of call and bring back a local taste and flair to incorporate into the menus as well, whether that be spices and herbs, whether that's local produce or meats, those types of things will all be incorporated as options on the menu to enhance your experience and really remind you and immerse you in where you're visiting. So World Navigator actually will start her journey in Europe in July of 2021. So our very first cruise will take place on July 17th in our inaugural voyage. That will be from Valletta, Malta to Athens. It's an 11-night cruise. So that is the Aegean Sea. Then we'll do 2 Black Sea cruises, which are super popular, visiting some really unique ports of call, such as Sochi, Russia. We'll also be visiting Batumi in the country of Georgia. So a lot of unique places that you may have not been to before. And that's the whole idea behind Atlas Ocean Voyages, is to give you a unique type of experience and take you to some places that you've not visited before. We've got 3 different Holy Land cruises, again, that will take you and give you a deeper dive into some of these different destinations. We do a lot of overnights. We try and put our overnights on either end of the cruise in a lot of cases. in the event that you want to do 2 back-to-back cruises, we actually have a program called Max Shore, which ties together 2 back-to-back cruises with a fully included land tour in the center. We've got a couple of these with our Holy Land itineraries that have been really popular. So again, for one price, you get 2 back-to-back cruises combined with a luxe adventure land tour in the middle for anywhere from 2 nights to 5 nights that again are completely included in the price. We also round off our European season next year in the Western Med. We'll do 2 cruises there, and then we'll do a transatlantic from Lisbon across to Barbados. Once we're in Barbados, we'll be there for a couple of days, and then we'll make our way down the eastern coast of South America, and we'll end up in Ushuaia, Argentina, and that's where we kick off our Antarctica expedition season. So, of course, a lot of people are very excited to learn about expedition cruising. It is a hot thing and a hot topic and something that's on a lot of people's bucket list these days. And again, who wouldn't want to visit the 7th continent, especially if you are one of those people that just has to check that extra thing off of your list? Antarctica is an amazing destination, and Atlas is really excited to be able to bring that to you, not just with an incredible expedition experience, but again, that luxury experience on board as well. We've got 3 different itineraries in Antarctica. One is a 9-night, and that one repeats several times. One is a 12-night, one-time crossing the circle itinerary, and one is a 12-night Antarctic solar eclipse, again, a one-time opportunity at the end of next year. And again, really great programming on board. Now we have actually 18 different zodiacs on board our ships that will allow us to do 2 landings per day. So our ships will all be Polar Class C, Category C, and Ice Class 1B ships. So that means they have the reinforced hull so they can navigate through the ice and actually break through the ice. And we are also small enough that we'll be able to get all of our guests off every single day to do these expeditions on land in Antarctica. So we'll give you gear, we'll give you parkas, we'll give you muck boots to put on and to wear, we'll give you binoculars, we'll have all of the safety gear. You'll actually have briefings and told exactly what procedures to follow, because there are specific, very strict regulations about coming ashore and what we call wet landings or beach landings from our zodiacs to the shore. There's very strict guidelines on viewing the wildlife and rules there. So we'll make sure that everybody's got all that information in advance. We'll give you some photography tips as well, because there's a lot of ice and snow there. But Antarctica is actually a desert, so it's not quite as cold as you may imagine. It usually is about between 27 and 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Some people expect it to be a lot colder, but it is actually a desert, so it is dry air, so not quite as cold as you may imagine. But really, really great experience there that a lot of people are very excited to try out, and hopefully we'll be able to help you with that as well. So that was just a very brief overview. We do look forward to welcoming everyone on board. I'm thrilled that, again, you wanted to talk to us about it today, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have or give you some insight if I can help.
Oh gosh, all of that is just so exciting. And I mean, I can't even decide what I want to do first. So,
All of it.
yeah, tell me a little bit about the connecting the two. So the Max Shore. So you have the option of connecting to. So explain that to us a little more thoroughly, if you would.
So we have some itineraries that really fit nicely together that are back to back. So we had one in the Black Sea that's actually completely sold out. It was so popular with a trip to Chernobyl and Kiev in the middle. We've got 2 actually 3 in the Holy Land right now. We're working on others. But basically what happens is for one price, you actually get 2 cruises plus a fully included land tour in the center. So there's one that pairs 2 of our Holy Land cruises that are back to back. You get on board, you do the first cruise, and then you actually disembark the ship, you go ashore. One of them takes you to the hot springs of Pamukkale. Another one takes you hot air balloon riding in Cappadocia. Another one will actually take you glamping under the stars with a local Bedouin and roaming around Petra and Jordan and Tel Aviv before getting back on the ship. So there's so many different options that we have there. And so it's all included in one price, and everything is taken care of for you. From the tours, the transportation, the meals, the hotels for that land portion, all in, again, our luxe adventure style. And then after that land portion is done in the center, you come back on board the ship and you enjoy the second journey or the second half of your trip or that second cruise as well. But it's actually cheaper for you to do one of our max shore itineraries with everything included than it is to book two individual back-to-back cruises. So you get all of that included as well, which is great.
Yeah, that itinerary just sounds absolutely fabulous to me. I'm dying to go to Petra, and bookending it with that and having all the airfare included. I mean, it all
For
just
sure.
sounds wonderful. Tell us a little bit about the South American itineraries. They sound really special as well.
So once we come over and we do our crossing from Lisbon to Barbados, we have one that's actually more, we call it the Caribbean and Amazon cruise, but it's actually more of an Amazon. It's an itinerary that actually starts in Barbados, but it takes you all the way down to Recife, Brazil. And on that one, it makes a few stops. It'll stop in Tobago for the Caribbean. It'll stop in Devil's Island, which the only way you can access that is through our Zodiacs on board, which again will be more of a fun experience or unique type of experience. It'll also stop in Belém, which is the port city for the mouth of the Amazon there. So we'll have excursions that actually take you into just that very mouth of the Amazon River, which is again on a lot of people's bucket list and things they'd like to do. It'll stop in Fortaleza and Natal before finishing up in Recife. So that's kind of the beginning of our South American journeys. We have two other cruises after that. One that starts in Recife and it goes to Montevideo. That one's super popular because it has an overnight in Rio, so a lot of people are very excited to do that one. And
Yeah.
the second one is from Montevideo all the way down to Ushuaia. That one, again, super popular. It goes to Buenos Aires, and we're there until midnight. And then they also make a stop in the Falkland Islands on that cruise. And it's only an 8-night itinerary, but it's on a lot of people's bucket list. They love the wildlife. They want to see the penguins there and that unique um, atmosphere and environment in the Falklands. So it's a great itinerary. And then again, that puts us in position in Ushuaia to kick off our Antarctica season from there.
Right. Well, it all sounds so wonderful. I do have a message over here, which I will share with you afterward because it's about a booking, which is really exciting. This sounds awesome. She says that they're booked for a solar eclipse Antarctica for their 29th anniversary, December of 2021. So that's great to have somebody on that's already, booked and ready to go. And I'll share the rest of the message with you later. And then the other thing, just to let folks know out there, I am more than happy to talk to you about Atlas and booking something for the future, and would love to do that. I'd also love to have anybody join me as a Klein and Company Insider, which is my weekly update. And you can do that by going to my website that you'll see scrolling across the bottom. Simply enter your email address and name, and I can get you some special information in each week, and continue to join me here each week with guests like Cathy, and just glad to have everybody who's watching and Cathy here. So Cathy,
Awesome.
thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks everybody for
Absolutely.
watching.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna play our little closing, and I will be talking to you soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks.